Enjoy! Y'all have to understand, I live in Texas. This never happens. Maybe like once every 4 years. It's been snowy outside for the last like 2 days-ish. To be clear, this is not your like nice powdery snow that you people in the north get. So I'm not making snow angels or anything. This is like snow and sleet and sheets of ice that you slip on. So walk carefully. Ugh! Okay, so this is my very first studio vlog. To be honest with you, I have no idea how this is gonna go, but even if nobody sees it this first time, it will be a learning curve for me and will tweak as needed. So since it's a bit chilly outside, I decided to film in here. And it's over. Dude, I was so disappointed when the snow went away. The other day I texted my brother, I wish we got all 4 seasons in this state, to which he promptly replied, I think this year we randomly got a free trial of the premium weather package, and next year autumn will be on Tuesday, December 8th from 2 to 6 p.m. He's not wrong. Anyways, to the topic of vlogging. There are so many vlogging techniques that I don't think I'm ever gonna touch. Content creation is not really my full-time job right now. It's a side gig, obviously, if you see the timestamps on my channel. So I'm just gonna try stuff. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, be gentle. If I have learned anything from posting on social media, it is to just throw at the wall and see what sticks. And throw a lot of it. Most of the time it feels like there's not enough time in a day. I honestly have no idea how I'm going to get everything done that I need to get done. Plus all of the behind the scenes computer work and marketing and everything else I have to do to run a business by myself. I heart admin. So I have a very limited amount of time to complete my first full collection. I had played around with a few ideas that I could potentially carry on for an entire series, but the one that I landed on was a concept that was just outside my artistic comfort zone, just enough to stretch me, but also allowed me to communicate some of the recent joys and struggles I've experienced in my life, and to do that in an authentic way. Vulnerability is my strong suit. That's why I cry a lot. But in all of this, counterintuitively, prioritizing the actual process of painting is both highly important and one of my biggest struggles. If you asked me why, I would probably tell you it has something to do with a very severe case of perpetual self-diagnosed ADHD or otherwise highly distractible condition of the mind. Or maybe it just comes with the occupation. Either way, pardon my humor, it's a defense mechanism. So this week we are tackling the first official canvas piece of the series. This was a big learning curve for me because I was using a medium I had never used before, namely crackle medium. So this medium was pretty expensive, so I decided to experiment with a few different mixtures to try and get the same effect while being a little more economical. I did multiple swatches on the same canvas side by side, but unfortunately after comparing all of these different mixtures, I came to the conclusion that the golden crackle medium was the one that was most ideal for me, with the effect that I had in mind for my first collection. Along the same vein, it sounds silly, but to be honest, I didn't realize until I started making my first full collection how many expenses were actually involved in being an artist, especially when you start layering on all the different mediums like I tend to do, like how much financial support is actually needed. So that was a bit of a rude awakening. So in the middle of creating this collection, I have been working overtime trying to grow my Patreon in order to fund said collection. So that's also been a big part of these last few weeks. I am also introducing my snail mail club at the end of this video with a special discount, so be sure to watch until the end. And as a reminder, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me a lot. Anyways, back to the painting. After I settled on a crackle medium, I started on the first canvas piece of the series, and I was honestly kind of intimidated because I had a very specific aesthetic in mind, and I didn't really know how I was going to capture it. I was using a lot of mediums and techniques that I had not tried before. Everything is just a little scary the first time. I was going for a very vibrant piece that also portrayed this kind of fragile imperfection that still maintained and contributed to the beauty of the piece. For the first time using these techniques, I think it turned out pretty well. When I hang a finished piece on the wall and I just like can't stop smiling at it, I'm like grinning ear to ear, like, oh, I can't believe I painted that. That's a pretty good sign. Usually it's a good practice to start with your background and work forward to your foreground, but I have found in my process that it's very helpful for me to start with the foreground first in some case scenarios, just so that I get a better feel for what I want the lighting to be. And that's just a me thing, but it really like brought out the blue with that complementary color when the red shows through. I really like that. But for a full walkthrough on my process with these pieces, please be sure to check out my Patreon. Coming up, I also really need to start the wood burning component of my Arctic Seal piece. I have the saw blade all painted and ready to go, but I just need to continue that image onto the wood. It took me near about half a day just to sketch the design by hand from the reference photo and then transfer that design onto the wood. It is one of the most tedious steps of creating these kinds of pieces, but now that it's outlined, I will probably come back and complete the design with an upgraded pyrography tool that I got for Christmas. What do you think? Should I do a comparison between my old one and my new one in the next video? So I hope you enjoyed my first studio vlog. Please don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see in the next one. And if you'd like to support my work, please be sure to check out my Patreon page. I would be eternally grateful and maybe even send you a letter in the mail. Next time I see y'all, I'll be working on a bigger canvas and completing the pyrography design. I will see y'all then. Before you go, let me tell you about a print club I started recently called Show Collectors Mail. I started this snail mail club with the desire to share my art in a more accessible way for the people who want to experience it alongside the inspirations behind it until it becomes kind of like a story. Each month I send out an envelope to my pen pals with a letter full of reflections and inspirations from the studio, a mini art print, a postcard, along with a surprise combination of things that piqued my interest that month. I finished this off with themed scrapbook paper and a sailor's knot of the month. This is an amazing opportunity to experience the art and inspirations from my studio while supporting me as an artist. So head on over to my Patreon page as linked in the description box and use the code START30 for 30% off your first month until February 20th. I cannot wait to send you a letter. Oh, cease. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Pierre, seriously? Bro. Pierre. Can you like chill out? Take a chill pill? Just for a few more minutes, Bubby. Please? No? Okay. Whatever.